Good job, Project Epoch. So, I have done Deadmines yesterday, and I'm here to commentate a bit about. I don't know if I'm going to show you the full Deadmines because at the end, first of all, it's a spoiler, but also I think it is not as interesting. But it has been like a 1 hour run, pretty much. So if I put it on YouTube for 1 hour, it's actually very long, and I didn't talk the whole way through. But Dead Mines has been a blast. So what I do like about Dead Mines is that they have made a dungeon that, frankly, if you're looking at it and you're going to play Dead Mines in Classic Anniversary, for example, the layout and how it is described in game is not how it is currently in game. If you're playing Dead Mines, it feels not really as a cave, right? For me, Dead Mines from Project Epoch is so well made that I actually had a very good time and I wanted to do even more. I wanted to play more. I wanted to actually enjoy it more. The few things that they have changed are like gigantically good. First and foremost, I think everyone can agree the boat, the zone where you enter and you see the boat and you have on the right side you have the way to go through Cookie, which is outside of the boat, and then you can go through walls of the boat, and then yeah, you have Mr. Smith, which basically has more mechanics than Lucifron, which is crazy. You have literally cannonballs going onto you, and you have to move because, like, if you do get stunned while you are in the fire, you are going to die, and the fire does a lot of damage. I would also talk about Sneed and the zone where you have to pretty much clear everything because else you're going to probably die. It does a lot of damage, and I was not really optimized like to heal, but I did heal that run. It felt kind of hard to do so. He was level 23, the tank. Our like whole group was above level 20, except me. I was level 19. I felt like it was a hard experience. It was one of the hardest Deadmines I have ever done. Um, I would also say like I think the loot is not bad. They have made the Defiance set way better. I would say a rogue would definitely go for that. I think if I was a rogue from Alliance, I would spam Dead Mines until I have the full set. I think it's quite difficult to get the full set though because it's like 6 pieces, and I don't know how the drop rate will be because I have only seen the belt and the boots, but it is like really great. I think it kind of shows me that I want to play an alt again. So I'm currently level 20. I think close to level 21. I don't remember now how high I am currently. Um, but it really shows me like Project Epoch really knows what they do. Like the custom content that they are doing is really top notch. Like I'm not going to spoil, but for example, the Mankrik quest is reworked, way better actually. The Dead Mines is completely reworked from A to Z. There is nothing that they have kept except the names of the bosses, but the bosses itself are all with different mechanics. Even Cookie had a mechanic where they have slime coming out of their pot, and then if you are too slow, they're going to the other pot, and something happens. But we did kill it before it happens. Then you have Van Cleef doing like fan of knives stuff, which does AoE, so you have to be careful. If you're too close of Van Cleef, you're going to be AoE'd down pretty much. Of course, you have still the ads that are going to pop. You have also the Greenskin. I don't know how it's called, the Captain Greenskin or whatever he's called. He drops Cruel Barb. So again, a big piece of loot that you can have on a boss that usually didn't really get like a lot of great stuff, except like the staff. I would say in Classic. Overall, really a good experience. I think also like the layout and how it is. It feels like okay, the defies the miners are like forced to be there because if you're like attacking like let's say a taskmaster or whatnot, like every miner is coming onto you, and else the miners itself they are like passive, right? You don't need to kill them if you don't want to, but I think it's a nice touch, and I feel like a lot of the mechanics that they have added Also, you have a new boss. Excuse me. You have like an elemental boss, which is doing waves of lava onto you. Like I think I could talk probably not for an hour about Deadmines. Let's not like kid ourselves. But if I did like a commentary about the Deadmines, I actually did that, but I didn't do that yesterday because I didn't want to talk. I feel like you could have a lot of fun very very quickly with this server. Like I haven't done WC yet, Wailing Caverns, but I have heard that it was also a challenge and it was also way better the rework, which I'm going to do it today. I might also like just make a video about it. I think overall, having played Deadmines on Classic, having played Deadmines in Turtle even, they do it better. Project Epoch does it better. I think you can talk about Project Epoch however you want, but I do believe like the custom content they have done is very good. Now, people are saying that Project Epoch is classic with a few things instead of a classic plus, which I don't agree. I think yes, they have made it a simple decision to have TBC talents with a few custom spells, for example, Blood's Blade Storm for Arms Warrior. But that's something I always wanted from a Classic Plus. It doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to have a melee hunter, in my opinion. Melee hunter is great. It could happen, and it's fine. I would be fine with it. But it doesn't need to happen because, again, you don't need to alienate what the classes are. Just make it a bit better. Make it a bit more meta. Make it like interesting to have. For example, Retribution Paladin in a raid is going to be a must-have because of the debuff that you're going to be applying with Seal of the Crusade. You have obviously balance raids that are giving a raid-wide spell crit buff, and obviously you have your Fairy Fire, which is going to help you with hits. You have obviously your rogues, which have exposed armor, which is probably going to be played and overall is going to be useful. But also rogue itself does a lot of damage. You have obviously your hunters, which have BM Hunter giving crit, but also you have Survival Hunter giving exposed weakness, which is super good for the overall DPS as well. You have Shaman, which again, totems, bloodlust, there's like so many things that basically gives you reasons to give Shaman, but you can play an Enhancement Shaman, which gives you attack power, or you play Elemental Shaman, which gives spell crit. So basically, you want a spec, every spec in your raid, even an Arms Warrior, you want it because obviously you're going to be able to have a debuff on the enemy with a 4% physical damage dealing debuff, which is again very good. You could also go for a Feral Druid because Mangle is going to give you a bleed debuff, which is going to help you with bleed damage. And Arms Warrior bleed damage is actually decent. So a lot of stuff that are making it way more desirable to raid with without making it breaking the game. Like you don't need to break the game and make OP stuff to make it desirable. You just need to make it good enough to want that spec in your raid. Obviously bring the player, not the class. But here you kind of need to bring the class if you want to have like the best benefits, which again opens up to raid spots. Because in Classic, if you want to raid as a rat, it is literally a waste of spot, pretty much. If you want to raid as a bounce raid, that's good, but you probably are better off with an extra fire mage if you want to have a caster damage. So you have a bit of like this, right? And I'm looking forward to how they shape up Project Epoch. I look forward if they're doing balancing changes. Personally, I don't need too many balancing changes. What I need is bug fixes. What I need is like a fix towards PvP and how they deal with XP. I don't know, it's very complicated because then the XP is really good if you can get from any kills instead of killing blows. But we'll have to see. I think I'm having a blast with like the whole content. I'll be making a leveling guide for Shaman really soon, and probably for other classes as well. I'm going to make an alt because first and foremost I was not going to make an alt, but truthfully this server is making me like I'm having fun. Like Deadmines has been so good. Like we did travel a bit to get to Deadmines, and we did have to like die a lot because they have a hyper spawn inside of a dungeon, which I think is a bad idea, but whatever. Like inside of the entrance of the dungeon, you have hyper spawn, so you cannot really clear your way through Deadmines. You have to run into Deadmines pretty much. But I'm having fun, and I feel like I want to do again, but I don't want to do it on my shaman. I want to do it on a rogue. I want to do it on a hunter. I want to do on a warrior. I want to taste other classes, other specs, and like see for myself. Okay, I'm going to play it differently. Because with my shaman, I did a lot of PvP. I even leveled from 18 to 19 and a half with just PvP, which is like an option that you don't really have on classic. And I would say in Turtle WoW, the PvP is so inactive that you don't get the chance to do that as well. So I'm having a blast. Again, thank you for watching. I am on Gurbashi server, Horde side. You can gank me if you want to, if you're alliance. I dare you even. You can, of course, play with me if you want to. I'm on Horde. I'm leatherworking skinning, so if you want to like a leatherworking piece, you can always hit me up. And like Professions has been amazing as well. Anyways, I could like talk about all the good things about Project Epoch, which again, Professions, I personally think they do way better than Turtle. At least you have a reason to do Professions at early levels, because you do get sick upgrades very quickly without like having to go to recipes, or the materials are like not impossible to have. Like you just need the elixir of defense, for example, for the leg piece I can make as a leather worker, which is like something you can buy off the auction house, or if you have an alchemist friend, you can literally make it yourself. I think personally I'm having a lot of fun. Like I feel like this is an MMO I want to play on. I wish Classic Plus would copy it. They're not going to do that because they're dumb. I wish Blizzard team I would actually like recruit those Project Epoch guys. Like what I would do if I was Blizzard, I would recruit people from Turtle WoW, I would recruit people from Ascension WoW, I would recruit people from Project Epoch. Give them a salary, say, look, you are a fan of that game, make that game happen. I will give you the resources for it, and it's going to be awesome. But I think their ego is way too high to understand that some people have the passion enough to make it a very good game. I think Project Epoch does that. Regardless of how you feel about Project Ascension, or about their issues at the start, and also just the custom content being less than Turtle WoW, which is normal because it doesn't exist as long as Turtle WoW. I think they're doing a fantastic job for their first month of being live. So good job. You returned my mind, and I'm actually like committed to a private server, which I would not have thought it to be. Like I thought I was going to skip it and go play Miss Pandaria or go play Anniversary till TBC, but truthfully, I just need that Classic Plus feel, that Classic Plus need, that Classic Plus fix, and they do give it to me. So good job, and thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.